The budget is 1.5 million Kenyan shillings, and you're wondering, what car am I going to buy with my hard-earned money? I am a young guy, I'm a young lady, and I need something that defines my character, my personality, and makes me look sophisticated. Boys and girls, moms and dads, I present to you the 2018 last of its name Mazda Demio. And this is not your kawaida Demio, because if you're keen enough, you'll see a lip, a black lip, just protruding under the front aggressive bumper, and that tells you that, this is something different. It's something different both outside, inside, under the hood, and even the interior as well. And before we get personal and candid with this car, this is where I remind you, please, if you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please hit that subscription button, leave me a comment, leave me a like, because this is one of the best car that has ever stepped on the Kenyan soil, and I'm here to show you why.
I'm from a place where the city don't sleep. Ruthless kids just roaming the streets. Parents just trying to make ends meet. Poverty everywhere, yeah, it gets deep. They're living for the weekend, wasting a week. Outside therapy talk is cheap. My worst enemy is me. Most of these people don't see. I wish I tried to tell them I wish I tried to tell them, yeah, good riddance. Now I don't live by the same old limits. I leave my BS.
No one kills the design of their cars better than Mazda, because this, boys and girls, what you're looking at is what we call the Kodo design language. Soul of motion. Capturing motion, translating it into an epic design, and making this car look as stunning as it is running today. Look at it, look at it. And this color, by the way, is Soul Red. Don't confuse it with the red or wine red. This is Soul Red, a unique spec of a color from the Mazda lineup of colors. Now, let's come back to this Mazda Demio. I have to sit down so that I can tell you an awesome, interesting story about this car. Number one, the front headlights. Those are LED projector headlights with a daylight running strip just around them, and those daylight strips are mimicking the looks of a crystal bar. Epic, beautiful. Of course, your signature Kodo design grille that is here with black and red accents to mimic the color of the car. Then you have your front facing camera, and then you have your exposed fake carbon fiber that looks good. Yeah, it looks good. It makes the looks good, even though me and you know that it's not an original carbon fiber, right? Then coming down here, you have your front lip attached to an aggressive bumper with two fog lights that are active, meaning you take a corner on your right, that fog light illuminates to show you the way so that you don't scratch your nicely designed front lip. And on this side as well, you take that corner and that one illuminates for you. But this is not the place where this car is so much interesting if you think about it. Let me show you the side profile, because here is where this guy who owned this car in Japan really cooked. Now, if you come to the side profile, we are running size 16 wheels. But this size 16 wheels, if you look at them, they are running a special type of rim or wheel. And this, boys and girls, is what we call work emotion. Soul of motion. Work emotion. And these wheels, believe me, this one wheel will set you back 50,000 Kenya shillings. Yeah, that's how expensive this wheel is. And you have a set of 4. Beautiful, awesome, of course, wrapped in Bridgestone tires. And then when you come to the side profile, it is your normal Mazda Demio. But when you come down now, things start getting different. For instance, you get your side skirt that is an addition to the body of this car to bring out the aggressive look that complements the work emotion wheels. See what I did there? And then, of course, you have your kawaida side mirror with a side blinker that is LED as well. Just a beautiful, awesome setup in a car. Yeah, I keep on digging that. The only thing I'm missing out is I wish we had discs at the rear as well, but unfortunately we don't get discs. I don't know why. Demio, please. Okay, I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments. Do we get discs on the next Mazda 2? Yeah? Eco assignment, right? And you thought the sporty looks and vibes will stop on the side profile? No, it extends all the way to the rear as well, because this is your normal spoiler from Mazda. It's right in here with a third brake light. On top of it, you have another extra attachment of a spoiler, which brings out the character of this car, and I love that. And then huku chini tuko na diffuser kawaida with an exhaust tip. Perfectly nice, like nothing much to write home. Of course, when it comes to practicality, when you're buying a hatchback, practicality is not your biggest demand, but you get a place where you can store like a small or 2 maybe small suitcases for your drive adventures, but nothing much to write home about. Nothing much to write home about. Do we have a spare wheel? No. We have a tire repair kit with a compressor. Yeah, this is what we are getting when you're buying these cars from Japan. Now, the only thing I need us to do is check out what is under the hood and what actually drives all the power down to the front wheels. And that's where things get a bit interesting. So under the hood of this beautiful, stunning looking Mazda Demio is a 1500cc naturally aspirated, high compression, direct injection petrol engine by the code name Sky Active G15, which is a beautiful thing. Now, there are two things that I've mentioned. One is high compression. So what is the advantage of having a high compression versus a low compression engine? So the advantage is a high compression engine has a way of harnessing all the energies. It means this is a very efficient engine. It means it uses fuel very nice. It combines the fuel with air very nicely, and it gives you very epic fuel economy numbers. And so what is the disadvantages of having a high compression engine? Disadvantage ni moja, and it is affecting all of us, those guys who have mostly performance cars that have a high compression engine, and that is the ability of this car or this engine to get into a knock. A knock is more like a not controlled explosion inside the engine, and that's why we always recommend that if you're buying a car that has a high compression engine, you need to use premium fuel. At this point, you're like, "Asa ibra, kama hii gari kona high compression engine and it's a Mazda, then how do we survive with this?" Yeah, that's why I tell you, Mazda already thought about that. So this engine, being a high compression engine, it has what we call variable valve timing, meaning it can adjust how the valves play to give you epic fuel economy, but also it can adjust when we have dangerous detonations inside the engine, ama tuko na hizo uncontrolled explosions, which we call knock. And on top of that, Mazda have made it possible for you to run a set of two fuel. So one, you can run a low octane fuel on this car, which is your kawaida fuel that you can buy on any petrol station, or you can buy the premium octane fuel, which will give you now enough power. So if you're buying normal fuel, the engine power displacement will slightly come down. So meaning you'll be pushing around 100 horses and 150 Newton meters of torque. But if you're doing premium fuel, then you're getting the maximum 114 and 150 Newton meters of torque. So depending with which fuel you're running, this car is able to adjust its ability and power to suit you. Hapo kwa sawa, it will also protect you against engine knocks. That is the beauty of having a Mazda and having people who care about reliability. Now, paired to this engine, you get it with a 6-speed manual transmission. Now, these are proper driver's car. Proper driver's car. What is the alternative in case you want to buy this car and you're not interested in having it in a petrol form? Then you buy yourself what is packed next to this car. Now, this is a 1500cc diesel turbocharger. The turbocharger is a variable geometry turbocharger, meaning you get epic boost at low RPM, and also going to give you very good fuel economy. And just like that one, this one as well is paired to the 6-speed manual transmission, which means proper enjoyment. But where does this diesel engine shine? Now, this is a low compression engine, okay? So, but the good thing is the diesel. So diesel in terms of efficiency is better. So that is very bad in terms of efficiency. So that's why you need a high compression to harness all the energy. But generally, diesel engines are very good when it comes to efficiency. So even it being a low compression engine, you don't need to worry about. And where it shines more the second is where it comes to torque, because this one is going to push 250 Newton meters of torque. But horsepower, it is flat out at 100 horses. Meaning, there is a slight advantage when it comes to horsepower on that side, and a disadvantage when it comes to Newton meters of torque. But on this side, you have an advantage of torque. So for those guys who love torque, this is where you're going. And the fuel economy as well on this side is epic, if short of good and awesome. So the only thing now we need to do is check out the interior of that car and see how beautiful and how awesome is that design. And I know already from this point, you can just tell that we're running a totally different setup from what you have on your kawaida Mazda Demio, because that is a special unit. That's a special design. That is a special order that guy in Japan did directly from Mazda, and it came with a proper interior. Let's check it out. I believe the place that this car comes to life is when it comes to the interior. And just look at that. Just look at that. I'm allowing Fabian to just run proper pillows as you soothe in yourself in how this car looks in the interior. But to define it slightly, of course, you get your semi-leather, and this is beige. Beige, a bright beige. It comes with the black accents which are in cloth, and they just tuck in this interior quite nicely. There's this design loop that is on the seat in red to just complement the exterior color of this car. The only thing I'm missing out on this car is the fact that I do not have a drop-down center armrest for the rear passenger. But in terms of space, in case you're buying a Demio and you're like, is it as spacious as I look? I'm 6'2". Yeah, I'll keep on reminding you that. This seat is on the farthest point possible. And that's how much legroom I have. And that's how much headroom I have. And I know you don't have AC vents here that are going to blow air towards you, but you have vents under the seats. So for the passenger seated here and myself, air will be coming under the seat, which is nice. And then this leather is also on the doors. This is premium soft leather. See plastic? Imagine! Soft leather, very nice. It feels actually very expensive with some few carbon fiber. Yeah, it's fake, but just adds on to the look and makes this car pop in terms of how it looks. So let's check out the front of this car and see what have Mazda done to bring out a different cockpit away from your kawaida Demio that you're going to buy. And that should bring down the reason why this car will set you back slightly more than what you'll be buying on any other Demio. And talking about more, we are only requesting for only 1.5 million Kenya shillings, in case you know your taste and you know your style and you want something that makes you different. Tuangalie mbele. Of course, the premium feel is still felt at the front of this car. And let me define what is so not normal about this Demio. When you're buying this Demio against all the other Demios, as I told you earlier, the price difference is around 150,000 Kenya. So what is so different and unique? Of course, the seats, bucket-like, they tuck you in quite well. Premium leather, premium finish, beige. The material complements what you get on the dashboard. Again, beige, white. Then these are gray finish that looks like black, but it's gray. Then you have red accents inside your air vents, which just brings out the look of this car, even in the interior. And I always say, if you're buying a car, you need to pay attention to what the interior is, because you're going to spend 99% of your time driving this car up and down. So if you get a car like this one that complements the exterior look, the aggressive look, the beauty outside, and still gets you the same inside, these are superb package. Now let's come down to what is Mazda. So what is Mazda in this car? Of course, there's so many technologies going on here. From one, I-stop, lane departure, traction control, your parking sensors for the front and the rear. And then, of course, you have your cameras that I showed you at the front. Na moja iko nyuma in case you want to reverse or you want to aggressively drive. Oh, it's actually 360. See tu mbele na nyuma. Let me put it on so that you guys can see. It's actually 360. So if I put on the reverse, you will see. There you go. So you have a camera here on the side mirror. You have a camera there. You have the front and you have the rear. Yeah, on a Demio. That's beautiful. Now, there is no dual zone climate control going on, but at least you get one zone for all of us inside the car. So I believe the driver is the one who will control that. You get heated seats for this passenger and heated seats for the driver as well. A multifunctional steering wheel that is telescopic, and it can also tilt up and down, because I believe if you're a tall person and you want to move these seats all the way to the rear and you want to peleka hii kiti nyuma kabisa hivi ukae kama mdosi namna hiyo, if there are those who drive like this and you want to pull this steering towards you, you can actually do that in case you want to, okay? And you can drive like, yeah, there are those who drive like this, yeah. All of you are catered for, yeah. Mazda has thought about that. But the most special thing about this car, of course, is the 6-speed manual with a split. Split meaning it's a range splitter. So range splitter, technically, back in the days, you used to struggle finding reverse. So with this car, if you want to go reverse, you press it down. Okay, it means you've adjusted the lip or the hook that goes to select the gears. You pull it away, and then unaingiza reverse. If you don't do that, when you pull away, it won't go past that. So there is a lock that is preventing you from going to reverse, meaning all the time utakuna engage number 1. So if you're borrowing this car from anybody, remember that reverse, there are those that you'll pull up and there are those that you push down. So you need to understand that. The infotainment screen, beautiful, what you're used to, any Mazda, nothing much to talk about. And then you have your technologies, lane departure, the system is quite here, lane assist, everything is here. Then you have your heads-up display, then your kawaida tachometer, instrument cluster that is normal to any Mazda that you're going to buy. The only thing I need to do now, there's this that is aftermarket. So this one here, it has very weird things going on. So when you power it on, it brings a set of details here on the screen. Like one, your voltimeter, which is the battery voltage. And then it has so many other things like your speed, the speed you're driving at, your roll, your roll when you're taking corners. So your roll and pitch, in what position is your car when you're rolling. It has your time. It has even a barometer. Just interesting stuff. This aftermarket, you can buy it and put it in any car that you have so that you can also get these details. Yeah, but just remember to get a proper quality one, yeah? Hizi zinauzwa hapa saa zingine zikuangi mzuri. So the only thing I need to do, I believe right now, is get the Gen Z Mbugwa. I remember I hammered him with a petrol 1500cc Axela all the way from Mombasa to Nairobi, and have him join me in this car, drive this car, compare the feelings that we get while experiencing this car, and then cross over the diesel variant and see, are we getting something better? Are we missing out on anything? What are the fuel economy numbers? Just sit down and compare and see which one makes a proper value for money. Let's go drive this car. I'm tired of talking. Welcome to the driving experience of the most interesting Mazda Demio that we have. Hey. Najua, Mr. Mbugwa, when we were driving from the coast city,
this is what we were enjoying.
My friend, you were wondering how I was making those foods, eh? This was it. This is it, my friend. Now, this car is smaller. We still have the 1500cc Axela, but now in this car, bro, kitu kako agile. Sa RPM ni 2.5, nimeingia 3. Bado unaweza pull all the way paka 6, 7. Sikia? Hiyo ni gear moja tu. Ng'ombe ya Masai. So, mimi nakwambia, if there's any car I can recommend to you right now, you as a young man, this is where you need to start.
As an enthusiast.
As an huwezi kuwa wewe ni mtu wa magari, alafu unanunua gari ni si mzuri. This is where you need to begin.
This is your starting.
This is your starting. This is a unique spec of the Demio. I don't think there's any other like this one in the Kenyan market. Devi, the guy who brought in this car, alispeki gari fiti sana. So naturally, when you are show, like if you're buying a car from Japan or these countries that we import from, you have to know the exact spec. You're buying something that somebody else has built, or somebody has gone into Mazda and said Neke. So upper interior, this is a spec from Mazda.
This is a spec from Mazda.
Yeah, this is not aftermarket interior.
I think I've only seen it in the Axela Sport, the one that has 2 liters. You remember the sport version?
Yeah.
It's what has this kind of seats. I've seen them,
and they are not common.
Yes. Ni moja hapa na pale.
Yes, watu wanajitambua.
Anatambua hata Tenza hazikujangi na hiyo.
No, Tenza kwa zile za kawaida.
Nakuja na leather seats, yes, but ni zile
not this. Thank you very much. Number 2, sasa the owner of this car in Japan, akaona kwa sababu ndani washampatia good stuff like this one, akaamua weka pale work motion rims, my friend, wheels naka fit to complement
they look nice.
And I can tell you, this is the first car that somebody has matched the exterior to the interior without looking like an idiot. It's not too much. Alafu ingia ndani uko like
it's not too much from the outside.
It makes sense.
With the salt red and the white rims.
My friend.
It looks nice.
Yes.
Inside here the cabin, it's a bit noisy and finicky. Definitely.
Oh, it's a cheap car.
It's
at the end of the day.
But it's not cheap, Sai. It's 1.5, but it's not cheap that one. But I'd say it's what the price is giving you.
Now, there's something that I need to tell you at that point. So the width this guy is running and the rims and even the suspension, you can see gari ko planted ko ground kabisa.
Yes.
So that is part of what translates into. So wheels are a very important thing when it comes to, like the tires, very important when it comes to how the road noise
is going to be.
Yeah. So the tires, because they are more closer to low profile.
To low profile, they're very asi kubwa sana.
Yeah, ina hiyo nyama.
So in case you wanna maybe uongeze the
profile
unono.
Lakini sasa utapoteza look.
Utapoteza look bana.
This is where we say look is important.
Hapa wacha tunyonga hizo bumps.
So that's why unasikia kidogo kuna road noise kanatoka nje kanaingia ndani. But a normal Demio is not as bad in terms of sound insulation. Naonanga zinakuanga set up quite well if you're not doing all those modifications.
Other than that,
yes,
kuna leather almost everywhere bana.
Unaweza hit makalio like it is.
On a Demio.
Yes.
On a Demio. You got this leather aesthetics that looks nice. I wish I would have taken Fabian would have taken a shot of iki kiwaka usiku. This is like a tint because the moment you just switch it on, all lights inside come zinawaka,
and then it shows the
interior and the exterior.
No, you want people to see this. You want people to see that.
I will not put a tint on this.
Ukinunua igari, kuja igari, ukiweka tint, no.
Hakuna kuweka tint.
Hii ndo gari ndogo tuweki tint. People have to know that you have a unique spec of a Demio.
Unique spec.
Yes.
See cloth. You know, people are used to cloth. The seats are really comfortable.
Very. They tuck in quite well.
They tuck in well.
Uliniambia ukienda kuchukua the guy who was driving, it was a tall guy.
It was a tall guy. So kiti mimi nilipata kwa nyuma najaribu kufikia pedals.
Yeah, that is one thing that people always ask. Easy gari ndogo, can a tall guy drive them comfortably?
Definitely.
Yes, you can.
Definitely.
Wameshatengeneza hizi gari na adjustment. The only thing you'll sacrifice hautakuwa na mtu nyuma yako. But you can fit in properly. So if you're a tall guy planning to buy this is a proper weekend road trip car.
Hapo nyuma kama uko na mtoto unaweka uko na isofix you can
pande hizo vitu zote.
Unaweka kamtoi kako hapo nje.
Turudi hapa kwa engine sasa na transmission. Hapa niko na 6-speed manual.
Uko na 6-speed manual.
Na unasikia na shift, nilikwambia naweza shift gear na mkono wangu ya right. Ule ndio ulikuwa unataka kunipatia hiyo challenge. Mimi bazu.
Zai, ideally alikuwa ashike kikombe.
Wana shift.
Na shift.
Sawa. Tunaweza bado simulate. Sasa mwasuma jamani nimeshika kikombe na hii. Alafu nimekanyaga clutch nimeshift gear. So maana ndio hiyo imeendelea. Ndio nimeingiza gear nyingine. Mgua. Watu waamini.
This is a pure enthusiast car.
It's an interesting car.
If you're in budget, kama uko na budget 1.5
and you want to enjoy the car.
Enjoy this.
This is what you buy. Now hii engine iko very unique. Hii engine iko hapa mbele ni 1500cc petrol. Kitu yenye watu wajui ni that's a very high compression engine, very high. And the reason it's high, it's because it can actually give you very good fuel economy numbers. Talking about fuel economy numbers, side number
17.2 kilometers.
Lakini najua we can get it to 20 even above 20.
And we are on suburb. It's a suburb.
Yes, tunaendesha pole pole. So hapa tuko kama city.
Hii ni car city. Sinaitangwa suburb. Yes. In the city setup, if it was in a highway,
getting better.
Mostly kama tungekuwa tunatoka tena kutoka Mombasa, ile hapo economy singekuwa.
Hii ningekalia 25. Akia. Sasa hiyo engine pia inakupatia output ya power figure mbili. Mazda wamekuwa wakifanya hii stuff with the newer engines. So ukiweka high octane fuel kama Shell V-Power unapata 114 horses. Ukiweka normal kawaida mafuta kawaida unapata 100. So flat. Talking about the same.
Talking about change.
Sasa hapa tu shida tu ni hii kunyonga kidogo.
Kunyonga because of the lip.
Yes, the lip. No, we have to protect the lips are always protected. Tufanye 0 to 100.
Tufanye 0 to 100.
Tuone kama nda low G manual feature. Then we come back and do value for money. Are you ready, Mr. Bugwa?
I'm ready.
Sawa, in 1, 2, 3. Hapo karibu ni mid shift.
100. 30 seconds.
30 seconds. I think I can do better.
You can do better.
I missed a shift there. You saw it,
The number 3.
I almost went to number 2. Kiri number 2 engine kabam.
Gone.
Bwana. Acha tujaribu tena. Take 2. Uko ready?
Niko ready.
Hapo ni 13? 13 seconds.
13 seconds.
Reset.
Hata ni reset.
Haya. Uko ready?
Tusikie namba 3. I think we cut a second there. Yeah, we did cut a second.
We have
12.5 seconds.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
12.5 seconds.
I think we can call it a day. Yeah, because the alternative will be to dump the clutch.
Dump the clutch so that you can at least maybe hit at 11, 10.
Exactly. I know we can do 11.
You can do 11,
yes,
right?
Yes. But of course, this guy is a front-wheel drive, so to say me too, we will not get a big difference in terms of 0 to 100. But where this car shines, and when you start now rolling it, okay, hold gears, okay, lock number 2 or number 3, RPM if skume. Because love you guys have had, it's a high revving, it's a rev happy engine.
It's a rev happy engine.
Yeah,
so
it just wants to stay, yeah.
It will hold to 7.
Alafu niweke vipa wasani unlock your 14 horses more.
It will be the magic.
Hebu niambie, what do you think? What would you say would be your departure point ukiamua? You're either buying this or the normal kawaida.
Because some people, I think I had one client who wanted mostly a Demio diesel, because people think sometimes the diesel are not come. Actually, it's not think. Mazda have that tendency of making the diesel come with more specs.
Yes.
In terms of the Demios, if you've noticed the 2.2 Mazda Tenzas, the 6.5s. And if someone would want to convert now that to look like this, including the rims, the interior, it will cost you another. Ukinunua gari, because right now the market price is 1.3 M.
1.3, 1.4. Depending on mileage spec.
So unanunua 1.3 umepata deal.
Yes.
So to do it, to maybe kutapata mseda kustichia hivi rims kwanza peke yake, hizo work emotions. I want you people to go to the website and just Google the price of those things.
Size 17.
Those things are going for $3,000.
Yes.
$3,000 for them, a set. So you're looking at having a car that looks like the lip, the spoiler. At 1.3, you're going to end up spending another like 300 to 400k.
You're right.
You know, and to get someone nailing this kind of upholstery, itakuwa ngori.
Remember hii ni original Mazda.
So
hii ndani ni original Mazda. So this hata mtu alishona. Lakini unaweza pata onyia mode ama
onyia atakwambia hiyo mimi nitakufanyia hiyo. Unataka hiyo? They will never refuse the work.
100%. So it's doable, but it won't be as good as this.
And you won't get value for money.
So we got to end up with 1.7. That's why you just need to come and buy this one. So for now, it's to find value for money.
Value for money.
Yeah, but these are very interesting cars.
It's an interesting car.
There's something you said before we go to value for money. People always think also that the diesels are the ones who perform better. Wewe experience na Axela manual, na Axela diesel. 1.5 and me 1.5. And you guys have a video. If you haven't watched, watch a video hapa. You go and watch and see exactly what we did. So it's not always true that the diesel will outperform the manual. It's down to how the driver is set up. There's so many parameters to work with. But this is a very agile car if you know how to drive. Remember, underline
if
the driver. Ukipatia hii Mogotio bado yaweza fika last.
That's true.
Yes.
Because kani mimi probably with this bado utanichapa.
Bado ningekuchapa na ile ingine.
Ningekuchapa na ile ingine.
Yeah, right. Start fanya value for money.
Value for money.
Thank you very much. So let's talk about value for money. So how much will these two cars set you back? If you want to buy this special edition of the Mazda Demio, heads-up display, proper leather interior, unique setup in the interior, proper walk emotion wheels. One wheel will only set you back around 50,000. So a set of 4 unaangalia 200 Gs. This will set you back 1.5 million Kenya shillings. Lakini najua unaweza ongea kidogo. Unajua maneno ni kuelewana, right? And then on this side, we have a 2017 1.5 diesel, still 6-speed manual, heads-up display, a cloth interior, a unique setup if you asked me. This is slightly older here, so this will set you back 1.3 million Kenya shillings. Hizi bei zote ni za kuongea. Now, the question is, are these two cars value for money? And my answer is 100% yes. This is more like a collect item. This is a car that you buy, and when you appear with it on any other platform or places where young people or people have congregated, they look at you and they go, yeah, you know your stuff. You have a test. You understand your peak. That's what you get. Hii ni kama kutana na demo wakile. Ama demo ako na kakit, right? And then this one, huyu ni demo wa kienyeji. Ako na vibes, ako na luku. but anapiga shughuli, if you get what I mean, right? So these both cars are value for money, and I've been your host, Papa Skofi Ibrahim Toloyo, on this midweek review on Conversation, and see you on the next one. Tell me hapo chini, which other car do you want to see? Because I believe it's a high time we tackle the 1.5 million budget and below. Sindio? Even though mnasema, yeah, but I need special cars. So if you have a unique car, a Honda Fit RS, an Audi RS, Toyota Vitz RS, manual, you call me up, because I want to pick that car and show people the beauty of interesting cars under a budget of 1.6, 1.7 million Kenyan shillings. See you on the next one.
I'm from a place where the city don't sleep. Ruthless kids just roaming the streets. Parents just trying to make ends meet. Poverty everywhere, yeah, it gets deep.